central banks globally? Is there discussions? How do you work?
Well, I'm 2 weeks into this job, so I haven't had a huge number of discussions with other central banks. So I'm going to ask Senior Deputy Governor Wilkins to say a few more words about that. But I will say that, as somebody who spent a long time in the international central banking community in the past, it is a very valuable community, and there is a certain professional affiliation, common bond among central bank governors and senior central bank officials, and a long tradition of working together. And we certainly are. Many of us are embarked on unprecedented policies, and there is a fair amount of comparing notes. But I'll let the senior deputy say a few words about this, because she has actually been involved in these a number of these meetings leading up to where we are today.
Go ahead, Ms. Wilkins.
It is extremely valuable, Governor. He's absolutely right. And we've spent a considerable amount of time at the beginning daily, then a couple of times a week, weekly, in a number of forums, central banks collaborating on the actions that we thought would be appropriate. We weren't coordinating timing or divulging information necessarily, but certainly sharing notes on different programs, that some of which we have put in place. And one of the most visible would have been, for some countries, the US dollar swap lines, which we do have in place, but we've not needed to use, although other countries like Europe, areas like Europe or Japan have. We've also been working with the Financial Stability Board on financial stability issues, particularly right now, those that are arising in some emerging markets, Latin America, Brazil being some specific examples, with some close monitoring there. It's interesting. It feels like central bank digital currency, digitalization have nothing to do with COVID, but in fact, they've put those issues front and center. And so the Bank of Canada is collaborating with a group of central banks on our work on central bank digital currency. And within the G7, just as another example, we've been collaborating on digitalization. And if this is going to be accelerated, and we know that our statistics are not up to the task of measuring the economy at this time, then what can we do to help promote a better universal measurement that all countries can use and benefit from as they design their policies?
Okay, thank you very much. We'd better end with that. I guess we have estimates next, and I think there's 3 departments with 12 witnesses that I know the clerk will want to test to give them time to, so we can actually talk to them and translators can translate. Look, on behalf of the governor, senior deputy governor, and behalf of the committee, I want to thank you very much for coming to the Finance Committee to answer our questions. Not always easy when you're only in the job a few weeks, Governor, but we certainly thank you, and you can also pass on our thanks, I think, as well to the staff at the Bank of Canada, the other deputy governors, and certainly your board for the work you do. You're a major instrument in the stability of our financial system. So we thank you for appearing, and thank you for answering our questions. All the best. We will.
And yeah, thank you for that, Chair. And I will be sure to pass